Hi guys, so a quick recap. We have had a discussion about how to create filtered views from AL so that they are predefined and not personalized for a specific user. So if you recall, what we did is we set up some lists filtered on the names, and we created a list that is filtered for balances exceeding 0. So in other words, customers that have an actual balance, which is really, really useful. So what this means is that every single user in the system has got access to use this view instead of me as an individual having to go and personalize it every time. So if we now go back to our code, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at how we can also modify the layout. So to give you a practical example, on a list of customers, if I am a financial person, so I'm a debtors clerk, I'm the bookkeeper, I'm the accountant, the CFO, whatever, what interests me is how much money my customers owe me. If I am a salesperson or a sales manager, I'm more interested in how much money they are spending rather than what they owe. And I may also be interested, for example, on customers who have not yet bought from me, or currently don't owe me anything. In fact, they haven't bought for some time. So the columns that I'm looking at are going to be specific to the job that I'm doing. And obviously each user can personalize that view for themselves, but perhaps it's easier to do that through code. So if I go to my AL code and I have a look at the view created earlier called due, or as the customer's staff would see it, the payments due, I'm now going to go and add some additional settings for this. So starting with a layout. So the first thing I need to do is turn off the standard layout. So I'm going to say shared layout equals false. And then I add a layout, and this works pretty much like if you try and modify a layout for the whole page. Layouts. And I'm thinking like a debtors person. I don't really care what location they're associated with. So I'm going to change the location code to be not visible. Pretty simple. I'm also more interested in seeing the balance than any other column. So I am going to remove after. And after the name field, I am going to move the balance view column. And I also want to know which account manager or salesperson I need to shout at because the account is overdue. So I'm going to also modify salesperson code and make it visible by default. Okay, so this is pretty simple code. So what this is going to do in effect is when I compile this, if a user selects the view called payments due, it is going to not only filter it, but it is going to remove the location code field. It is going to make the salesperson code visible, and it's going to rearrange the order, the sequence of the columns. Right, so this would be a debtors or a financial view. If I wanted to create a view for the salespeople, I may do something very similar. I'm not going to add a filter for this one, but I am going to turn off the default layouts. And I'm going to add my own layout. And in this layout, let's be lazy. We also want to see the salesperson on this layout. So I'm going to just copy it. And I want to move after the name, I want to see the sales column. I think that should work. Let's save it, compile it. Okay, this is the standard view. Go to payments due. Filter is applied. Balance column is moved. Location column is gone. Salesperson code is added. Sales. Brilliant. Here I have again, my salesperson code is now visible. And my sales column is after my name. So now I have number, name, sales, and if I wish to, I could hide those columns. Now, this is a predefined view. As an individual user, I could still take this view and personalize it for my own purposes. But at least I have a view that is useful to all of the salespeople. Okay, I think that's quite neat, and I think that's where we will leave it for today. Cheers.